Chosen one, now is the time for you to pay attention. It might surprise you to learn that there are people who wish to do you harm. Even with all of your positivity, some people will attempt to divert your energy against you. However, try not to worry too much. How can I recognize this kind of person? People's responses when they learn that you are the chosen one can differ greatly. While some will be intimidated by your sincerity and spiritual enlightenment, others will respect and admire you. They may feel challenged by your inner strength and purity, which is a common source of their own fears and insecurities that cause this negative reaction. Comprehending these circumstances is essential to proceeding with your spiritual journey in a secure manner. When someone rejects you for being the chosen one, it's usually because they are uncomfortable with changes in their own lives. Your presence might draw attention to things they'd rather stay away from, which could make them defensive and make an effort to discredit you. It's critical to identify these patterns because they reflect the internal struggles they confront rather than you. Keep your wits about you and be able to spot those who might try to undermine you. Some will attempt to pass for allies or friends in order to hide their true motivations. Trust your gut feeling and be aware of small cues. Someone who consistently casts doubt on you, pays little attention to your experiences, or makes attempts to discredit you may be afraid of your spiritual development. Recognizing these circumstances can assist you in maintaining focus and taking care of your health. It's crucial to avoid getting into arguments with people or attempting to convince them of your value. Being a chosen one is a personal and spiritual journey that doesn't need permission from others. Maintain your integrity and let your deeds do the talking. A compelling theory that demonstrates how all of the energy you release into the cosmos comes back to you is the boomerang effect. This means that whatever negative things that enemies do to the chosen ones ultimately work against them. The enemy's destructive actions are ineffective against the chosen because of their spiritual strength and good intentions, even though they frequently act out of jealousy, fear, or a desire for dominance. The boomerang effect is essentially this: the natural laws of the universe magnify the negative energy you emit back to you. The chosen become virtually untouchable as a result. When enemies attack with rumors, threats, or even physical force, they meet with an unanticipated backlash. They suffer the repercussions of their actions rather than attaining their objectives. This opposite effect doesn't just have short-term effects, it frequently makes the opponents deeply terrified and thoughtful. They understand that their destructive behaviors are self-destructive and pointless. However, this boomerang effect is only a small portion of a larger issue that I will address later. The chosen one's journey frequently involves them facing opponents and obstacles that, rather than weakening them spiritually, fortify them. Those who seek to undermine the chosen ones inadvertently aid in their spiritual development and fortification. This contradictory result demonstrates the transformational potential of misfortune. It's possible for bad intentions or destructive deeds committed against the selected ones to act as a wake-up call. As a result, they explore their spiritual reserves more thoroughly, leaning on their inner fortitude and heavenly direction. The chosen ones rise above adversity and become more conscious of their spiritual potential rather than giving in to peer pressure. Among the most potent things that come out of these difficult circumstances is the realization of divine authority. The chosen ones discover that higher powers are guiding and guarding them on their spiritual journey. They feel more confident and purposeful now that they know their path is a part of a greater divine plan rather than just a personal one. They are now able to withstand outside pressure by sticking to their convictions thanks to this enhanced awareness. When you sense that someone is observing you or judging you, it's possible that they have realized who you really are, a chosen one, and are preparing to do you harm. This uneasy feeling can lead to pressure to conform to social norms. It is essential to comprehend this phenomenon if you want to keep your inner peace and pursue your spiritual path distraction-free. Some people might respond with distrust or animosity when they recognize your spiritual uniqueness and intention. This frequently occurs as a result of their ignorance of your actual self and the light you emit. The genuineness and spiritual awakening you embody may frighten them, so they watch you carefully, seeking any indications that validate their own preconceptions or fears. The social pressure to conform to accepted norms can make this feeling of being watched even more intense. Society frequently sets strict standards, and defying these expectations can bring unwanted attention and criticism. Because you are the chosen one, people may watch and judge you more closely because of the ways in which your actions, beliefs, and intentions defy social norms. As you attempt to strike a balance between your allegiance to your spiritual path and societal expectations, this may make you feel exposed and alone. For those who are chosen, hardship is unavoidable, but it can also present a chance for significant spiritual and personal growth. The chosen ones have the opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and enlightened when they face obstacles and attacks. This procedure demonstrates the human spirit's tenacity and highlights how obstacles can be overcome. The chosen ones go through tests and attacks, and each one forges their character like a forge. These encounters put their faith, tenacity, and dedication to their spiritual path to the test. Adversity does not defeat the chosen, rather, they are empowered to move forward by their inner strength and divine guidance. Adversity forces people to grow by forcing them to confront their fears and limitations. The chosen ones find courage, resiliency, and wisdom within themselves that they never would have thought possible when faced with obstacles. They feel closer to God and gain a deeper understanding of themselves as a result of these encounters. They learn compassion and humility from adversity as well. By overcoming their own struggles, people gain a deeper empathy for the pain of others and a stronger sense of humility when faced with obstacles in life. They understand that everyone has bad days, and that it's crucial to have empathy and understanding for other people. It becomes crucial for the chosen ones to look out for and defend themselves when they are the target of threats or attacks. They might face hostility or resistance from those who perceive their authenticity and purpose as a threat because they are individuals who stand for spiritual awakening. As such, it is imperative that they put into practice techniques to safeguard their health, set limits, and uphold energetic shielding during their spiritual development. Self-care is the umbrella term for a variety of behaviors that support mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The selected individuals ought to give precedence to pursuits that replenish their vitality, like consistent physical activity, a nutritious diet, sufficient sleep, and stress mitigation methods. To keep balance in the face of life's obstacles, it's also essential to partake in enjoyable, calming, and relaxing activities. Setting up unambiguous boundaries is essential to safeguarding the selected. This entails establishing boundaries for acceptable and unacceptable interactions, behaviors, and energies in their daily lives. It may entail placing boundaries on the amount of time and effort spent on other people and exhibiting firmness when those boundaries are crossed. The chosen ones establish a barrier that protects their integrity and well-being by being transparent about their boundaries. The idea of divine vengeance serves as a crucial reminder of cause and effect for those who have been selected. This law guarantees that all deeds, whether good or bad, have repercussions that ultimately come back to the doer. Enemies who direct their negative energy or malicious intent towards the selected ones set off a series of events that will ultimately bring about their own destruction. The underlying principle of this concept is that an individual's energy is re-emitted back into the universe. Enemies attempting to inflict harm on the selected ones incur a karmic debt that must be paid back. This frequently shows up as a string of difficulties or failures that equal the harm they meant to do. Opponents' downfall is a natural result of their own actions, rather than a result of divine punishment. The chosen ones frequently come across adversaries who try to trick them and have ulterior motives as they proceed on their spiritual path. But the universe has a way of exposing the real motivations of those who oppose them, exposing the truth hidden behind appearances. This revelation emphasizes the value of spiritual clarity and perceptiveness and serves as a cautionary tale. The equilibrium between integrity and truth is upset by adversaries who employ dishonest tactics. On ambiguous boundaries, they might be planning deceptions, betrayals, or acts of sabotage with the intention of impeding the chosen one's spiritual development and sincerity. But the universe functions on the basis of divine justice, which guarantees the revelation of the truth. This frequently occurs during periods of spiritual insight and clarity. The chosen ones with a keen sense of intuition are able to recognize the telltale signs of dishonesty or deception. These epiphanies show their enemies for who they really are. I appreciate your time and attention if you have followed along thus far. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content and would like to see more. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. If my work resonated with you, think about subscribing to my channel or buying my Spiritual Awakening Guide. The description contains the link.